If you're following national real estate market trends to try and figure out what the Fort Lauderdale real estate market is doing, you're looking at the wrong data. Is it a good time to buy a house in Fort Lauderdale? Is it a good time to sell a house in Fort Lauderdale? Let's take a look at what the data says. Let's break down the data a little further, because the real estate market is separate and distinct for single-family homes, condos, and townhomes. My name is Casey Prindle. I'm a realtor that has spent the last 14 years working in and around Fort Lauderdale. This month I'm going to skip the commentary and get right into the data, so let's go ahead and share my screen here. All right, we are going to start with single-family home sale data in Fort Lauderdale. The data loads about a month after the month closes, so this data will be from January 1 to January 30th of 2024. Median sales price, $710,000. Some big dollar sales helped push this number up. I don't put a ton of stock in median pricing, so let's get on to something I feel is much more meaningful. Total number of sales. In my opinion, the number of closings actually happening is what's going to give you the fastest and best snapshot of the real estate market. So seasonality kind of kicked in a little bit there, huh? If you don't know what I mean about seasonality, you can go ahead and watch my videos about best time of the year to buy or sell a home. Historically, January is one of our most active months. So we jumped up significantly from last month to 95 sales, from 95 sales to 128 sales, right there. For some perspective, there were 112 sales that took place in January of 2023. List to sales prices are heading down. It seems like we have a decent amount of negotiation or price reductions going on, and that's happening obviously before the sale takes place. So the average seller received 95% of their asking price. It's a bit higher than this time last year, which was at 94%. We keep heading down here. The lower that this goes, the better it is for buyers and the tougher time sellers are having on the negotiations. Median days on market took a pretty sharp downturn here, right? Looks like it fell off a little bit of a cliff. Down from last month's reading of 57 days to 48 days. Let's see, and that was level from 48 days in January of 2023. Look, this is a good stat to follow. It's going to tell both buyers and sellers how tight the market is getting. It should be a note to buyers that if you see something on the market for 45 days and think it's been listed way too long and you're going to get a steal of a deal, you're just not paying attention to the time on market. Also, sellers, don't freak out if you've been on market for 45 days without sale. You're about average. Save the freaking out for around 90 days. Median price per square foot, kind of range bound. I'm not going to talk too much. There's no real point in doing so. If you've been hearing me, you know that this number is where it is because buyers want the good stuff, not the junk. That's what's going on for right now anyways. Total dollar volume came roaring back, right? Up 52% from last month. It's a crazy jump. So monster statistical move. Up year over year from 129 million to 149 million. I think that's really notable. It's something to watch. We're still on the lower side of the chart here. If you zoom out to this 5-year look, we're definitely still on the bottom of the chart. But headed in the right direction for, with a ways to go, right? All right, sellers, time to get our doom and gloom hats on. Different from our tinfoil hats, but totally different thing. Inventory up 23% year over year. Ouch. Down slightly month over month. I've said this before, but it bears repeating. You're going to feel like there is either more or less inventory depending on what price bracket you're shopping in. In the lower price brackets, there's still very little actual inventory. So you're going to need to understand where the market is loosest and where it's tightest before you begin your search and before you set your expectations. Condos and townhomes. Now, before we begin, I want to note the single-family and condo townhome markets right now look very different from one another. If you're searching for single-family, you need to pay attention to that data set. Don't mix it up with this one. If you're looking for condos or townhomes, just pay attention to this one. Don't start mixing and matching or anything crazy like that. Right now, these markets are truly separate and distinct from one another. Median pricing on condos and townhomes looks to be holding its own. I don't want to spend too much time on this, so let's look at some more of the data before I throw out too many opinions. Number of properties sold. An example of why I say condos and townhomes and single-family homes are distinct. Single-family homes were up sharply. Condo and townhomes still down around where they were a few months ago. 115 sales, up slightly from last month's 106. Down year over year from 120 sales. I mean, look, we're at the bottom of this chart pretty much, right? Just kind of hanging out down here at the bottom. So let's see what February brings, next month's data. But I think that's going to be a truly telling stat of which way this market's going. List to sales down around 95%. So there was some negotiation or price reductions that have been taking place. Anecdotally, let's take a one-day snapshot. I was just kind of looking at the MLS today. There were 30 new residential listings that hit the market. There were 33 price reductions. Now, that was kind of early in the day, but what I'm saying is just as many houses are reducing prices coming to market. It's kind of not the greatest sign for sellers. Look, buyers are kind of, I think anyways, measuring downside risk, and they're making offers based on the lower side of values. At least the people that I'm working with and the offers that I'm seeing coming in on listings, that just seems to be the theme right now. And look, you can't blame a buyer right now. There's just a lot of uncertainty. Days on market headed down to 49 days, or headed down from 49 days to 46 days. So we're at 40 days in January of 2023. Obviously, sellers would like to see this number come down. So let's see which way it goes. Price per square foot, of course, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. We look to be hugging around that $400 a square foot mark right here. That line. So we can keep an eye on this and see which way it resolves. But again, I don't put a whole lot into this one. What I do put a whole lot into is total dollar volume. Shows you overall market strength and market health. Look, we're still way down here at the bottom of the chart. So it looks like it's trying to make a move up. But man, it's got a long climb to go before it's back to those. I mean, come on. Unbelievable. So yeah, we have a ways to go. Little wind at our backs, but we'll see which way we go. Supply. Not a positive development for sellers. Statistically, we're firmly in a buyer's market in condos and townhomes, right? I mean, look at this. That's just wild. 6 months is what's considered a balanced market, favoring neither buyers nor sellers. 8.5 months of supply, 93% more inventory on market than there was 12 months ago. That's just absolutely insane, right? Absolutely insane. So unlike in single family homes, this isn't just a price bracket sensitive issue. There are things sitting on the market in higher and lower end of pricing in condos and townhomes. So I think this is the biggest wake-up call for sellers. You just have a lot more competition now if you're trying to sell your property versus, versus last year. It's not even the same game, right? So that's what I got. You want to talk some more about real estate? Call, text, or email me. We can even grab a coffee or a cocktail if you'd like. See you guys next month.